Making our character move. Now that we have our sprite, we need to add movement to it. So first, let's make our character move to the right. We can do this by triggering our program when the flag is clicked. Then we want our sprite to go to coordinates and then loop in the forever. If the right arrow key is pressed, and then point in direction 90 and move 5 steps. If your sprite happens to have more than one costume, you can also add a next costume code block. So feel free to try out this code. So feel free to pause the video, or let's move on to coding it ourselves. So when the flag is clicked, we will go to certain coordinates and then forever check to see if the key right arrow press is triggered. Then we will point in direction 90 and move 5 steps and switch between next costumes. So let's trigger our program when the flag is clicked. And we want our sprite to go to somewhere. So make sure you are coding inside your player. That way your player can go to certain coordinates, such as the coordinates we have listed. Let's do x as negative 213 and y as negative 140. Then we can consistently check if key right arrow is pressed. So we can use a control to forever repeat an action. And if a condition is true, it will happen. So our condition this time is that the key right arrow is pressed. So we are sensing something in our program, that a key is pressed. The key we are assigning is the right arrow. And if key arrow pressed, we will point in the direction 90 and move 5 steps. If our sprite happens to have more than one costume, we can also add in that code block. Let's try it. We are going to move 5 steps while pointing in the direction 90 because that is to the right. And my Pico walking happened to have some costumes with it, so I'm going to add in a next costume block. So let's click on the flag. And if you click on the right, you will notice that Pico is walking and his feet are moving. Now notice that my sprite is hovering above the ground. So depending on how you modified your sprite, your feet might be in the air. Now a way to modify your sprite to be on the ground is to edit the y-axis. Since the y-axis determines how high and low we are, let's put our character a little more lower since we're still in the sky. So this is your chance to play with your x and y coordinates to make sure that your player is in the right spot. So I'm going to edit my coordinates to go a little more downward, maybe negative 50. And you'll notice that the sprite adjusted itself. So I'm just going to play with the numbers a little bit until my sprite is on the ground. So once your sprite is on the ground, then you can try your walking code again and see if it looks natural. So right now we can only walk to the right. Can you guess how to do the left side? If not, let's move on to making the left side now.